Simplicity Broadmoor. This is an older model with a 16 horse Briggs on it. Turns over, will not start. Checked, it has spark and it has fuel. So we're going to check compression next. To check the compression, you have to remove the spark plug. And then you have to have a compression tester as well. We'll get to that. There's the spark plug. Oil filled and everything. That's not good. We got the compression tester screwed into there. Go ahead and turn it over and see what we got. Let's see what we got. That side's got excellent compression. Well, this side ain't no better. Let's check the compression on this side as well. Looky there, less than 30 pounds. That's not good. Let's pull the valve cover off and check the valves. Here's the valve cover. We're going to want to clean this up before we take this apart because we don't want any of this crap getting inside of there. It's just 4 3/8 or 10 millimeter bolts on the 4 corners. Let me get that cleaned up real quick. Got it all cleaned up, so let's go ahead and pull these off. I also put a rag down here because that's going to leak oil out of it. Well, it didn't. Normally, oil goes everywhere. Well, as soon as I got that off, here's the problem. This push rod, the intake, completely bent. Don't even know where the exhaust rod went. There it is. Exhaust rod's okay, so we need a new intake push rod. Okay, we got the new intake rod. As you can see, it's not all bent and twisted. You can always tell the difference between the intake and the exhaust. The intake is always aluminum and the exhaust is always steel because the exhaust runs hotter. So they always make the exhaust rod out of steel. And where they go out at in there is the exhaust always goes closest to the exhaust. So here's the exhaust valve. This is the intake valve. So the steel one will go on the bottom and the aluminum one will go on the top. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but you have to get them in to the valves correctly. See that little back there? They have to go into there and go into there. And then they go into here, and then I'll show you how to do the valve adjustment. Okay, so now to do the valve adjustment, you got the exhaust in, the intake in. You got to tighten down these 2 bolts. They're both 5/16 or 8 mil. You have to turn your engine over to top dead center. To do that, I just use a screwdriver, stick it in the exhaust hole, slowly turn it clockwise until the screwdriver comes out all the way, and then you're at top dead center. And then these are somewhat loose. To loosen and tighten them, you're going to need a torque wrench to loosen and tighten these nuts. I always set them, the exhaust down here, the exhaust is supposed to be set between 0.05 and 0.07, and the intake is supposed to be set at 0.03 to 0.05. So I found it easier if I just set them both at 0.05, and then I never forget. And I've done this on hundreds of mowers. So to set them, see, this is way too much. This is the 0.05. So they need tightened up a little bit. Just turn these until you have a slight drag. That's still too loose. It doesn't take much to turn on that nut. I don't know if you can hear that or not. See? A little too tight. There we go. Now it has a slight drag to it. This one can be a little tighter. Just a little bit. A little bit more. There we go. And then I'll tighten up the lock nut so that bad boy don't move. Just to recap, also make sure that this square spacer right here is in between these two. If it's the other way or crooked or something, then you're not going to get your settings right. Intake 0.03 to 0.05, exhaust 0.05 to 0.07. Again, I set them both at 0.05. I've never had an issue, and I've done this on a bunch of different mowers. Let's put the valve cover back on there real quick and see if she'll fire up. Okay, finally, let's see. One thing I did forget to mention, I did put new plugs in this. Those ones were garbage that were in it. Runs like a champ.